Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll create an AI voice agent, sort of like a virtual receptionist from scratch. The AI agent will receive a call, answer all the users' questions from the knowledge base, and then send them an email with the Calendly link so that they can book a meeting. And finally, after the call ends, the AI will create an end of call report with the call summary and write it to Google Sheets. Okay, so I'll be creating this AI receptionist for my AI agency Flipbytes so that you can follow along. Also, in this video, I will deep dive into the Vapi Voice AI platform and we'll go over all the key settings you need to know to build powerful voice AI agents. Okay, here's a quick demo of what we will be building. Okay, great. So for the demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this number 646-762-5060 and then I'm going to talk to the AI agent basically because this number is connected to Flipbytes AI agent right here. Okay. So once I call this number, this should get activated. And once this activates, I'm going to ask the AI agent certain questions and after that, try to book a call if possible. So, okay, let's see how that goes. I'm going to call up right now.
There. Thanks for calling Flipbytes AI agency. We specialize in AI automation to boost your business. How can I assist you today?
Hi, I wanted to actually get a voice AI solution for my business.
Awesome. Our AI voice agents are designed to optimize customer engagement and automate business operations. Would you like to set up a free consultation to discuss this further?
Yeah, sure. But before that, I wanted to know what exactly voice AI is. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure thing. Voice AI uses cutting-edge technologies like VAPI and Hume AI to create intelligent voice agents. These agents can handle customer inquiries, provide seamless interactions, and automate business operations. They help enhance user engagement and operational efficiency. Would you like to dive deeper into this during a free consultation?
Yeah, I want to know that as well. But before that, again, I wanted to know more about your services. So, what all services do you guys provide?
Sure thing. We offer a range of AI-driven services, including 1. AI voice agents. These optimize customer engagement and automate business operations. 2. AI chatbots. Intelligent chatbots that provide instant responses and automate routine interactions. 3. Custom-coded AI apps. Tailored AI applications for your specific business needs. 4. AI
Okay,
marketing automation.
that sounds good. Okay. So, yeah, I'm ready to book a call now.
Great. Let's get you set up. Can I have your first name, phone number, including country code, and email address? I'll send you a Calendly link to book a time that works for you.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, so my first name is Rob, and my phone number is +1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and my email is hello@flipbytes.co, and that is Flipbytes, which is starting with an FLIPBYTES.co. Did you get all that?
Got it, Rob. So, to confirm, your phone number is +1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Your email is hello@flipbytes.company. Is that correct?
It's not .company, it is .co. So it'll be F as in Frank, LIPBYTES.co, and it's hello@flipbytes.co.
Got it. So your email is hello@flipbytes.co. That's F as in Frank, LIPBYTES.co. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Perfect. I'll send you the Calendly link so you can book a time that works for you. Keep an eye on your inbox. If you have any more questions, just let me know.
Sure, that sounds great. All right, awesome. So I've received an email, and let me just open this right now. And it's right here for Rob with the Calendly link. So if you click on this link, you directly go on the meeting. You can easily book a meeting with me for Flipbytes. So this is exactly what was intended. And if you go to the end of call report, that is the Google Sheet, you can see the summary of the call. So it's right here. It's by Rob. The number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And it summarizes everything. So it says Rob called Flipbytes AI agency seeking a solution. Oh, sorry, not a voice, but a voice solution And the call concluded with AI confirming Rob's contact information and promising to send a Calendly link, which it did. And you have all the other information as well. So you can see the transcript here as well of the call. You have a link and you can click on this thing and you can actually hear the actual call itself. And okay. And this is the status, which is resolved, which is true because the call actually happened. It was not a fail. And then, of course, the email, which is hello@flipbytes.co. So it captures all those things. And this is what we will be actually seeing in this video, how to build a system which sends an email out and then, of course, has an end of call report as well. Okay, so let's see how to do that. And just like that, the AI answered all the questions, sent out a Calendly link using email, and summarized all the call details in the Google Sheet. So whether you're running an agency, a restaurant, real estate business, or working as a lawyer, doctor, dentist, or any other profession, AI voice agents can function as a virtual receptionist. They can handle calls, inform callers about your product or services, book appointments, take orders, and much more. The possibilities for automation are endless, helping you streamline your workflow, boost your productivity, and save you a lot of money in the process. Also, I've been building AI voice agents for my clients for a few months now and have explored Vapi's many features. So in this video, in addition to building the AI receptionist, I also want to go over all the important Vapi settings and explain when and how to use them. Essentially, I want this video to serve as a reference guide for anyone looking to build an AI voice app, showing you how to maximize the potential of Vapi. Okay, if you're watching my video for the first time and don't know who I am, my name is Sandeep Kayastha. I have over 2 decades of experience in building technology-driven systems and I have worked with multiple Fortune 500 companies. I also hold double master's degrees from top US universities. Now, I run my AI agency called Flipbytes, where we help businesses with automations using AI to help streamline their workflow, get them more clients, boost their productivity, and save them money. All right, here are the topics we'll be covering in this video. First, we'll start with a brief overview on what is voice AI and how it works. Next, we'll go over the Vapi dashboard and I'll provide an overview of the platform. Then we will create an assistant and we'll go through every setting in each tab, including choosing a model, transcriber, voice, functions, advanced settings, and call analysis. Next is the phone number setup, and I'll show you how to add a phone number using Twilio. After that is the Files tab, also known as the knowledge base, and I'll show you how to add files to create a knowledge base from scratch and then use it in the assistant we are creating. The Tools section is the key section that lets Vapi take actions such as adding clients' detail to CRM, sending emails, or sending a Calendly link, and so on. Next, we will briefly go over blocks and squads, and I'll give you a brief explanation of what they are and how to use them. After that, we will see the voice library and how to get different voices for your project, including creating and importing your own voice. And lastly, I'll show you logs where you can see all the call details, including transcriptions, summaries, etc. So there you go. That's the plan. Also, at the end of each section, we'll apply what we have learned to build our AI receptionist. This way, you'll not only understand the settings, but also know how to use them practically. This will be a comprehensive step-by-step video for building a basic AI inbound call agent or an AI receptionist, which should suffice for 70% of the business cases. However, if your requirements are more advanced, I suggest joining our Flipbytes AI community where you'll meet other voice AI enthusiasts who can help you. Or you can book a free discovery call with my agency Flipbytes, where we can discuss your project. I'll leave the link to join the community or to book a call with my agency in the description. For now, close all your tabs, grab a cup of coffee or your favorite drink, and let's get started. Don't forget to add this video to your favorites so you can easily come back to it later for reference. As always, all the templates, links, documents, prompt, etc. which I use in this video will be available on the Resource Hub. Also, this is a long video, so my suggestion is that if there's a part you want me to explain or a topic you want me to cover in the future videos, pause this video and write down your comments in the section below so you don't forget it and miss it. Okay, let's go to step 1. What is voice AI? Well, voice AI refers to a system that is designed to interact with humans using spoken language. You've probably already encountered it in everyday life. Think about voice AI assistants like Siri, Alexa, or even automated customer service systems. These systems use a combination of technologies: speech to text to understand what we say, and natural language processing to interpret that information, and then back to text to speech to respond back to the user. Next, how does voice AI work? So let's break down how this all works. In the voice orchestration model, when you talk to a voice assistant, your spoken words are first turned into text using something called a speech to text engine. This engine might be powered by services like DeepGram, Whisper, or some other service. Then, this text is processed by AI models such as OpenAI or Anthropic or some other large language model, which interprets the meaning and context of your words. After that, the AI processes what you have said and it generates a response. This response is then sent back as text, which is then again converted into speech by a text to speech engine, something like a 11 Labs or a Play HD. The key challenge has always been making these steps happen fast enough to feel like a natural conversation. Okay, now let's go through the Vapi Voice AI platform. We start with the dashboard, which provides a breakdown and analysis of your calls. It gives you a quick snapshot of how calls are performing within your organization. You can view key metrics such as total call minutes, number of calls, total spent, average cost per call, reason call ended, and average call duration by the assistant. This overview helps you monitor call activity and performance at a glance. Okay, now let me create an assistant so that I can walk you through all the assistant settings as well as configure it as we go along. To create an assistant, click on Create Assistant button. You can choose a predefined template or you can go with a blank template. I will choose a blank template so that I can explain all the settings. For the assistant name, since I'm creating it for my my AI agency, I will call it Flipbytes AI Agent. Now our AI assistant is created. Okay, the first tab is the model. This section lets you set up the model for your assistant. First message. This is the initial message the assistant will say when someone calls. You can either write the message or provide a URL to an audio file, MP3 file, WAV, etc. It acts as a greeting for the caller. The system prompt. The system prompt is where you set the context, role, personality, and instructions for your assistant. This is the most important part because it tells the AI exactly what you expect from it. Creating clear and specific prompt is crucial for getting the right output from the model. I can make a detailed video on prompt engineering for voice AI systems if you're interested. Just leave a comment below. If there's enough interest, I'll break it down and explain how to craft a perfect prompt. Okay, next is provider and model. Here you can choose the language model provider such as OpenAI, Anthropic, or Grok. The model you choose will depend on the provider. For our Flipbytes AI agency example, we'll use OpenAI's GPT-4, which I've found to work best so far. Okay, knowledge base. In this section, you can select the knowledge base you want to use. We haven't set up one yet, so we'll come back to this part later after creating the knowledge base. Temperature. This setting controls how creative or predictable the assistant's response are. A higher temperature results in more creative responses, while a lower temperature, which is close to zero, makes the output more focused and predictable. If you want the assistant to strictly answer word for word from the knowledge base, set the temperature to zero. Personally, I prefer keeping it around 0.3 to 0.4, which allows the assistant to reference the knowledge base but still add a bit of creative flair. Keep in mind the higher the temperature, the more likely the assistant will generate off-topic or hallucinated responses. Okay, max tokens. This setting limits the number of tokens or words the assistant can generate in each conversation. For voice AI, it is best to keep responses short and concise, so I recommend setting it around 250 to 300 tokens. Any higher and the assistant might generate overly lengthy responses. Detect emotion. Now enable this feature to detect the user's emotion like anger or joy and add that as an extra context for the assistant to improve its responses. Okay, now let's configure the Flipbytes AI agent. For the first message, we will simply say, "Hi there. Thanks for calling Flipbytes AI agency. We specialize in AI automation to boost your business. How can I assist you today?" Next is the provider and the model. So our agent will use the provider as OpenAI and the model as GPT-4o because in my experience it has worked best, but feel free to play around with other models for your project. Okay. For the knowledge base, once I create it, I will attach it to this system. For temperature, I will keep it at 0.4 to have the right balance of the AI creator flare. And I will keep max tokens as 300 so the answers are short and crisp. And I'll keep the delete emotion switched off as I don't want it. Okay, finally the system prompt. I've created a system prompt for Flipbytes and I will share it with you in the resource hub. However, here's a brief overview on how to create a system prompt. The main thing is that you need to tell the AI who it is and what it needs to do. So for Flipbytes, first, I have specified that it's an AI voice agent. Second, you need to give instructions on what it should do. So in this case, it should answer all the questions and then ask the users user's name, email, and phone number if they are interested to schedule a free discovery call. Third, if there are any function calls, and we will cover that shortly, you need to specify it here in the correct order so that the AI can take the necessary action. And fourth is give an example script of the conversation. This really helps the AI. So as I mentioned earlier, writing a system prompt is a detailed process, and I would be happy to create a video dedicated for creating great system prompts. Okay, so if you want that, please pause this video and leave a comment below. Okay, the next section is transcriber. So the transcriber is a speech to text engine and converts audio into text so that we can send the questions to the AI. There are various providers you can use to handle this. Okay, so like you have DeepGram, you have OpenAI, you have Transcribe. So after choosing a provider, you need to select a model offered by that provider, such as you have Nova 2 for DeepGram. However, if you choose a provider as Transcribe, the only available model is Whisper. So the main purpose of this section, which is transcriber, is to turn spoken speech into text to give to the AI. All right, so for our agent, I will use the provider as DeepGram, the language as English, and the model as Nova 2. All right, the next section is the voice section. This part is about converting the AI's response from text to speech so that the user can hear it. There are many voice providers like Cartesia and 11 Labs, and you can choose the voice that works best for you. Providers like 11 Labs even let you upload your own voice. You can record your voice on their platform, upload it through the API to Vapi, and use your voice in your AI system. Okay, so if you're interested, I can make a video showing you how to do this. Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, so when choosing a voice, be sure to keep the latency, which is the delay, as low as possible for a smooth conversation. The higher the latency, the longer the AI assistant takes to respond. Okay, so first pick the provider and the voice you want to use. So in the additional settings, you can configure the background sound. You can also decide if you want background sounds like the noise of a busy office to give the caller a sense of an active environment. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it, but by default, phone calls have an office background while web calls have it turned off, and you can change that from the drop down. Input minimum characters. Now this sets the minimum number of characters sent to the voice provider. It helps decide the size of the text chunk for generating the voice. By default, it is 10. Okay. Punctuation boundaries. These are the punctuations that are considered valid delimiters. This helps decide the chunks that are sent to the voice provider for voice generation as the LLM tokens are streaming in. Even though I've not used them, the common punctuations are commas and pipes. Filler injection enabled. This decides if fillers like and oh are added to make the speech sound more natural. Like in a normal conversation, people generally use ums and ahs. So if you want that AI assistant to use these filler words as well, you can switch on this setting and it will exactly do that. Well, this is off by default. Back channeling enabled. The bot can say things like or yeah while listening to the user to make the conversation sound more natural. This is again off by default. And the last is background deionizing enabled. This setting filters out the background noise while the user is speaking. This is again off by default. Okay, for the Flipbytes AI assistant, I'll select the provider as Azure and the voice as Andrew. Okay, the rest of the settings I'll keep default. So default background sounds and nothing enabled. But feel free to play around with these to get the perfect AI voice output. All right, next up is function calling. Now let's talk about function calling. This is one of the most important parts of the system because it connects Vapi to the outside world. With function calling, you can do things like send emails, update CRM, or perform any action you need, all while the call is in progress or when the call ends. If you give multiple instructions in the system prompt, the AI will perform the first action, then the second, third, and so on. For our Flipbytes agency example, we can have the assistant, ask for user's name, phone number, email, and then send them an email with the Calendly link. Also, we will configure the end of call report where the AI will summarize the full conversation and output that into the Google Sheet. So, if you want to make the assistant more advanced, you could also do things like you can check if the caller is an existing customer and then do a certain action. Second, you can actually do something like pull the customer's data from a CRM and then personalize the whole conversation according to them. Or third, you could have separate workflows for new or existing users. So the possibilities are endless and can be tailored to your business needs. I won't cover this more advanced setup in this video, but if you'd like a tutorial on handling both new and existing customers using Vapi, leave a comment below. You could also schedule a free discovery call with my agency to discuss your project. Okay, next is tools. So tools allow your voice bots to perform specific actions, tasks during a call. You can add tools from tools library to connect your bots with a workflow for platform like make.com or Go High Level. You can also create custom tools using your own backend. Okay, predefined functions. Enable end call function. Allow the assistant to end the call on its own, So best for GPT-4 or larger models. And then you have dial keypad, which lets the assistant dial numbers on the keypad. It is off by default. After that is your forwarding phone number. So Vapi's call forwarding functionality allows you to redirect calls to a different phone number. This is the number the assistant will use to transfer the call. And this only applies to phone calls, not web calls. So this is something which you need to understand. Okay. And end of call phrases. Now, by default, the Vapi assistant doesn't end call on its own. However, you can set up, end of call phrases like goodbye or talk to you soon to signal that the assistant should disconnect. You can add multiple end of call phrases here, separated by commas, and whenever the user says any of these words or phrases, the bot will end the call. Finally, there's custom functions. Custom functions operate similar to tools but follow an older format based on the OpenAI specifications. However, there's no need to use custom functions since you'll be utilizing tools instead. So it's basically one of the same thing, and we will be using tools. Okay. Next is the advanced settings. Okay, privacy. HIPAA compliance. HIPAA, which is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, is a US law that ensures that privacy and security of medical information. Any organization handling protected health information, which is called PHI, must follow HIPAA guidelines to keep patients' data safe. So when this setting is enabled, no logs, recording, or transcriptions will be stored. If you are developing an AI voice solution in USA for medical practitioners, you definitely need to activate this and get more information on HIPAA so you are compliant. Audio recording. This setting will record the conversation with the assistant. Video recording. So turns video recording on or off during a web call. This records your user's video. Okay, now let's configure these settings for our Flipbytes assistant. Since Flipbytes is an AI agency, I don't have to worry about the HIPAA compliance, so that is off. I will switch on the audio recording because I want to record the conversation with the assistant, and the video recording stays off. Okay, next is the start speaking plan. Now this plan controls when the assistant should start talking. Okay, wait time before speaking. This setting sets how long the assistant waits after the customer finishes talking. The default is 0.4 seconds, but you can adjust it if the assistant speaks too quickly or waits too long. All right, smart endpointing. This detects when the customer has really finished speaking, even if they pause mid-sentence. It's off by default, but it can be turned on if needed. Transcription-based detection. You customize how the assistant detects that the customer has finished talking based on the content of their speech for more precise control. So you can have on punctuation seconds, which is the minimum seconds to wait after transcription ending with punctuation. On no punctuation seconds, which is the minimum seconds to wait after transcription ending without punctuation. And the last is on number seconds, which is the minimum seconds to wait after transcription ending with a number. So now for our Flipbytes agency, I'll go with the default values, which is 0.4 seconds for wait seconds, smart endpointing off, and 0.1 for on punctuation seconds, 1.5 for on no punctuation seconds, and 0.5 for on number seconds. All right, so the next is the stop speaking plan. First is the number of words. Now in this setting, you can set how many words the customer needs to say before the assistant stops talking. You can set it to 0 for immediate reaction or increase it to avoid interruptions during short responses like okay. Voice seconds. This is the voice activity detection. You can set how long the customer must talk before the assistant stops. The default is 0.2 seconds, but you can adjust this to avoid false triggers. And back off seconds. Now that controls how long the assistant waits to start talking again after being interrupted. The default is 1 second, but you can adjust it depending on how fast you want the assistant to respond. For our agency, it will be 0 for number of words, 0.2 for voice seconds, and 1 for back off seconds. Okay, call timeout settings. Silence timeout. This sets how long the assistant waits before ending a call due to silence. And the next is maximum duration. This sets the maximum length of a call can last. So for Flipbytes, what we'll do is it will be 30 seconds for silence timeout and 1800 seconds, which is approximately half an hour for maximum duration. Okay, messaging. So these are settings for messages sent to and from the assistant. Okay, the first is server URL. Now this is a URL Vapi uses to send and receive messages via HTTP post requests. So it helps Vapi retrieve context, call functions, and generate call reports. Server URLs allow your app to receive status updates about the call, get transcript updates, trigger function calls when the assistant needs to perform actions, receive assistant requests for dynamic configuration, get an end of call report, receive notification if the assistant stops responding, and for more complex setups, server URLs can also provide real-time conversation data to your backend. All right, voicemail messages. This is the message that the assistant will say if the call goes to the voicemail. End call message. And this is the message the assistant will say when the call ends. Idle messages. Messages that the assistant will say if the user hasn't responded. You can select one or more from the drop down. So you have max idle message. This sets the maximum number of times the system will repeat idle messages during the call. And idle timeout. Set the number in seconds before an idle message is spoken. All right, for Flipbytes, I'm not using the server URL as of now, but we will be using it later in the video. So I will leave it empty for now. Okay. For client and server messages, I will go with the default values. For the voicemail message, let's add, hey, this is Sandeep from Flipbytes AI. Please call back when you're available. And for the end of call message, let me add, thanks for reaching out to Flipbytes AI. It was great assisting you. Have a wonderful day. For the max idle messages, we will leave the default values. Okay. And finally, we have the analysis tab. So the call analysis feature helps you summarize and evaluate calls, offering useful insights into how effective the calls were. We will be using summary, success evaluation, and structured data for our Flipbytes AI agent. So we can get the end of call report, and we will write that into the Google Sheet to sort of create a call dashboard. This will help us know how the AI agent is handling the calls and how to prove them. Okay, let's have a closer look. Summary. This is the prompt which will be used to create a short summary of the call. So here's the prompt. You are an expert note taker. Summarize the given transcript of a call. Summarize the call in 2 to 3 sentences if applicable. The output will be stored in call.analysis.summary, and you can also find it in the call logs page. Let me show you that, where you can find that. So now if you go to logs and then you click on the call, you can see all the details of that call, including logs, transcripts, and messages, etc. However, in our example, we will extract this data and add that to the Google Sheet. Okay, the next is success evaluation. Now this evaluates whether a call was successful or not. You can use a rubric, a success evaluation prompt, or both. Now if both are used, they are combined into a set of instructions. So now we will use this success evaluation prompt. You are an expert call evaluator. You will be given a transcript of a call and the system prompt of the AI participant. Determine if the call was successful based on the objectives inferred from the system prompt. All right. Success evaluation rubric. The rubric defines how the success of a call is measured. These are the available rubrics. Number 1 is numerical scale, which rates from 1 to 10. Descriptive scale rates as excellent, good, fair, or poor. Checklist, a list of criteria with their statuses. Matrix, a grid evaluating multiple criteria at different levels. Percentage scale rates from 0 to 100%. Like scale rates from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Automatic rubric breaks down evaluation into different criteria, each with its own score. Pass fail, it's simple true or false to indicate if the call passed. Okay, structured data. The structured data prompt extracts specific information from the call and stores it into call.analysis.structured data. Now this is great when you want to extract user data such as user's name, his phone number, email, or any other data that the user gives during the call. Okay. To extract the data, you first need to add a property such as a name and then add a description. Then in the prompt, you can add in the prompt you can say extract the name that the caller gave us in the name property field. What this will do is this will extract the user's name and store it, and you can then extract it later. You need to do the same thing, that is you need to create a schema and write a prompt for every property you want. So if you want an email or if you want to extract their phone number, you need to add a property for phone number and then add a prompt for that. And then same thing for email. If you want the email, you need to first create a property for that and then mention that in the prompt. Okay, that wraps up the AI assistant configuration. Now our AI assistant more or less done. Let's move to the next section, which is getting a phone number. I've already covered this topic in another video, so I'm going to add that video snippet here, and it will walk you through how to buy a phone number in Twilio and then import that into the Vapi platform. All right, let's see how that is done. So there are two options basically. One is that you can buy a phone number from Vapi. So from Vapi, you can actually only buy phone numbers which are from US and Canada. All right. And there are two other options. The second option is that if you have a Twilio account, and Twilio again is, I'll just show it to you. This is Twilio for communication. It has amazing APIs and everything for communication, but it also has a feature wherein you can actually buy a number, and the numbers are available for US, Canada, Australia, a lot of other countries as well. So if you are outside US and Canada, then you can actually probably look at Twilio or Vonage. So I don't have a Vapi account, I don't have a Vonage basically, but I do have a Twilio account. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to buy a number in Twilio and then connect it to Vapi's AI assistant. So let's go to Twilio, and this is Twilio. I have an account, so basically I'm going to log in, but if you don't create an account, it's pretty straightforward. Once you create an account, you will come to the account dashboard right here. Okay, and this is where you will actually, so in order to buy a number, you'll go to manage, and within manage there's something called buy a number. Okay, and again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to buy a US number only, and you can select the number you want, pretty much like, if you know the area code. Let's say if you want New York, you can do 212646. Depending on the availability, you will get a choice. If in case they are not available, then of course you will not get that area code. Perfect. So I'm going to buy one of these numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy, and it's going to ask you, this is the number which you're buying. Are you okay with it? So I'm just doing it for the demo right now. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. 145. This number is done. I'm going to say buy. That's it. And that's like that. Have you purchased this particular number, and now it should show in your active numbers. Okay, and this is what I bought right here. You can see this. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this number. Okay, and let's go to let's go to Vapi, and then out here in Twilio, just say the phone number, just paste the number out here. This is US number. You need your Twilio accounts SSID and auth token. So for that, I'm going to go to the account dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to copy account SSID, and then I'm going to copy auth token, and I can say Vapi SFO San Francisco. Okay, Vapi SFO, and then say import from Twilio. All right, so let's import, and there you go. So you see the number right here. That's it. Okay, so Vapi SFO. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it with an assistant. Next, let's go to the knowledge base. Okay, a knowledge base is a collection of files that an AI assistant can access to provide more detailed and accurate responses during conversations. So you can upload documents like PDF or images, example JPEGs, and your assistant will use them for extra context. So why use a knowledge base? Well, integrating a knowledge base with your voice AI assistant offers several advantages. The first one is it improves accuracy and it helps your assistant provide up-to-date and precise information. Second is enhanced capabilities. It allows your assistant to answer more complex questions and give detailed responses. And the third is customizations. So you can tailor the assistant's responses to specific topics or areas by using custom documents. Now, how to create a knowledge base? It is very simple to create a knowledge base in Vapi. So the first step is to upload the documents. Now go to files and upload your custom files in formats like Markdown, PDF, plain text, Microsoft Word, and so on and so forth. I only have one PDF file for FAQs for my knowledge base, but you can add multiple files as well. All right, once you do that, your knowledge base is created. Now the next step is, which is step 2, is to connect your knowledge base to your assistant. Okay, so that is to your Vapi assistant. And step 3 is to configure your assistant. So what you'll do is, once it's connected, you adjust the assistant's system prompt to make sure that it uses the knowledge base when responding to user queries. Okay, the best practices for creating an effective knowledge base is 1. Organize your documents. So arrange them by topic or category so that the assistant can find the right information quickly. Number 2 is use clear language. So keep your documents clear and concise for better understanding and response accuracy. And the third is that keep your documents updated. Regularly updating your files to ensure the assistant gives the most current and accurate information. Another thing is that you don't have to go through Vapi's knowledge base. Okay, so if you have, you can also create a custom knowledge base. So if you prefer not to use Vapi's inbuilt knowledge base, you can set up your own. This can be done directly in a platform. This cannot be done directly in a platform. It must be handled via code. You can create a custom knowledge base by connecting your own server, which will then handle all the knowledge requests. Okay. Next, let's briefly talk about blocks and squads. Now, blocks and squads are advanced topics and not a part of this video. However, I just wanted to give you a brief overview. So, blocks are the building unit in a conversational workflow that help design and manage interactions. So, each step in a workflow contains one block, which defines the action at that stage of the conversation. Okay, blocks are currently in beta. And if you want to know more about it and want me to do a video on how blocks work and how to use them, let me know in the comments. Next is squads. Squads are a workflow tool that lets you connect multiple assistants into a single workflow. Each assistant can be fully configured to use existing tools, prompts, and settings, or you can customize them with unique overrides. Squads are ideal for managing complex workflows and tasks. Okay, so instead of placing all the functionality in one assistant, squads let you break down larger, more complex workflows into smaller specialized assistants. Each assistant in a squad handles a specific part of the conversation. For example, one assistant might qualify a lead, and if they are qualified, another assistant might take that over and book an appointment, and yet another can write down all the details of that lead into a CRM and so on. An AI-driven call center would be a good example of using squads. If you want to know more about squads or want me to do a video on how to use squads with multiple assistants, pause this video and let me know in the comments below. Okay, next I want to briefly touch on the voice library. Now in the voice library, you can import voices from 11 Labs, PlayHT, or many other providers. After you import a voice, you can use that voice in your agent. Now to import voices, you need to enter your provider credentials, and once you do that, you can import all the voices from that provider, whether it's 11 Labs, PlayHT, or others, directly into your Vapi platform. So in 11 Labs, you can also clone your own voice and then import it into Vapi to use for your agents. Now this is especially useful if you want to use your own voice for answering questions or booking appointments. If you'd like me to make a video on how to clone your voice in 11 Labs and then import it into, and use that in Vapi as well, let me know in the comments. Just a quick note. I hope you're finding this video helpful, and if you are, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Making these videos takes a lot of time and effort, so your support really helps the channel and encourages me to keep making more content like this for you. Also, I firmly believe that AI automation can be transformative for many businesses. So on this channel, my goal is to create many more videos where I show you step by step how to use AI to automate business workflows and processes to boost your productivity. So if you are interested in this kind of content, hit the subscribe button below so you never miss out when I post a new video. If you'd like to work with us, you can schedule a 30-minute free discovery call with me. I'll leave all the links in the description. Okay, let's get back to our video. All right, so the final section is the tools section, and we have already covered the assistants, phone number, files, blocks, squads, voice library, and everything. Okay, so the final section is tool section, and so I've already created a tool out here called email can lead link, and what this tool does is essentially it sends an email out. Okay, and but before I actually go into how to create a tool and explain you all the stuff, let me just take you to assistants right now and show you exactly how tools and where tools are used. So when you create a tool is nothing but it is basically to do a task outside of Vapi environment. So when you want to send an email out via Gmail through Vapi, you will use a tool which actually connects via an agent, which is something like a Make or a Zapier, and then it sends an email out. Or if in case you want to write something to a CRM, okay? And they can be endless tasks basically. So for that, you will use tools. Now, once you create a tool, you will come here in this section functions, and then you connect it out here. So let me just go to Flipbytes AI agent, and if you see functions right here, you can see all the tools right here, and then you can select the ones which are pertaining to your assistant. All right, and in this you have email candy link, and the next part is in the model, in the prompt. So in the prompt, as you can see, we have when a user calls the AI agent will first greet the user. That's the instruction. Second thing is it will actually answer all the questions what the user poses, and the last is that if the user is interested in actually scheduling a call, then what the AI agent is going to do is it's going to ask their first name, phone number, including code and email address. Okay, once it gets all this information, it will confirm that, and then it will do a function call. Now this is a function call. If you can see, send a candy link. This needs to be the same as your tool name, as in the function call out here and the function call out here. Okay, all of those places. All right, so now we can go back to tool because we have some context now. All right, so in order to create a tool, it's pretty straightforward. Just go and click on new tool. You have a choice of provider. You can create a custom tool, you can create Make, or you can create Go High Level. Now Go High Level is a CRM, it's integrated, but for our video we will use Make. Now, just to give you some context, what is Make, in case you don't know that. So now Make is a connecting agent, sort of like when you have a Vapi environment, okay? This is a voice AI platform, and you want to send an email via Gmail, which is a totally different application. Now, how do they talk to each other? And that is where Make comes in. You talk to each other via Make, okay? So Make essentially is an application which connects different applications. So whether you want to, let's say you want to take some information from Vapi and you want to add it to a CRM, which is HubSpot. So then again, you can use Make. Or you want to write something to Google Sheet, you can again use Make. So Make, if you go to the platform right now, let me just take you right there. It's called make.com. Okay. And that's what it does. It connects apps. So if you can see right here, it's the platform, you have apps and services. So they have got like a lot of apps. So you can connect different, so HubSpot CRM, LinkedIn, you want to write something to CRM, or if something happens in LinkedIn, let's say somebody creates a post in LinkedIn and you want it automatically to email somebody else, you can do all those things. You can basically connect different apps. That's what Make does. Okay, connect anything. So anyways, coming back to Vapi, so this is what we'll do. And in order to create a tool, we need a server URL. Now, what is a server URL? Now let's go to Make, and within Make, once you actually create an account, you will come to this section, and within scenarios, okay, so you can see all the scenarios right here. I'm just going to open the one which I have, which is Flipbytes agent and email calendar link. Okay, this is the one. And you can create a new scenario also, but I've already created this one, so I'm just going to explain this. Okay, so the first thing is the webhook. Now, what is a webhook? A webhook is like a program which is looking for information. It's polling information. Okay, so this is the URL. Now, what you do is, the first thing you do is you actually go here and you add a webhook. Once you click on this button, it's going to add this. And once it comes here, then you can click on this thing, and then you can name your webhook anything. In our case, it is, I'm creating this for Flipbytes. In webhook, I'm saying Flipbytes Flipbytes agent and email calendar link. So this is exactly what it is out here. And once you do that, it will create a webhook and it'll add this, this URL. So you need to copy this URL, and you will go out here and you'll paste this. Okay, and then you say save and next. Now, when you do this, what happens is that every time this function is called, so let's say during a call, the user says, hey, this is my first name, this is my email address. What is going to happen is, the moment you say that, within the function call, as you saw in the prompt, it is going to call this function. Okay, so because of this URL, it is going to send information out here saying that, hey, this is the information, and then this is going to capture this information. So that is what a webhook is. It actually captures information, and then it is going to pass this to the Gmail, which has all the details, like it has thanks for calling. So this is an email body, this is the email address, and all the things. So I'm going to show this to you exactly how it works, but just to give you an overview, this is the webhook and it is connected to Gmail. Now, how do you connect it to Gmail? You connect it from here. So you can actually just go out here and you can connect it to Gmail, Google Sheets, or whatever you want. I mean, there are like 2,000 apps out here, or probably more. All right. So once you do this, this is connected. Now, every time, so let me just go here. I've already created this. So I'm just going to, okay, so let's go to the email calendar link. Okay. So once you create the function, you will come here. So let's go to integration, and if you can see in the integration, this is the server URL. This is exactly the same URL, which is this one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save this. All right. So once you create this, after that, you need to add properties. So you will say tool name, and you can name it any way you want. I generally use the nomenclature _email, so that at least I know this is a user defined rather than a system defined tool name. But yeah, you can actually use anything, whatever you want. The tool description is extremely important because it tells Vapi what is this function doing. Like, so in this case, this function will get the user's first name, phone number, and email address, and then send them an email from Flipbytes with the calendar link. So this is what it's telling Vapi, that this is exactly what the function does. It's supposed to capture these three things. So where is it going to capture? So that is when you actually write properties. Okay. So in properties, I've put in the name, email, phone number, and you can write more. You can actually add many more properties, whatever your use case is. So if you want to say that, okay, whether it wrote to a CRM, or you want to say something else, basically capture their WhatsApp number, or, whatever it is, anything else. So you can write those properties, and then you can define the kind of property it is. Like in this case, it is a string, but if it's a phone number, it's a number, and email is again a string, a name is a string, and so on and so forth. A string is nothing but it's text. All right. And if it's a phone number, then it's number. And then of course you have to write the description as well. So remember, the description is very important. It basically tells Vapi what this property is. What is this field? So it says first name of the user. So email ID of the user. So all of these things, this is what is telling Vapi that these are the properties, and this is the function which has these properties. Okay. All right. So now let's test this. So in order to test this, what I'm going to do is, whether it's working or not, I'm going to start this. So now I'm running this. Okay. Now let's go back to, and this is our function call. So I'm going to go to assistant right here. And within the call itself, it's supposed to actually invoke this one. So what is going to happen is when the call is going on, it is going to ask me all this information. And once it confirms all this information, the second step, it is going to call the function, right? And that is when you'll get all the information right here. So let's test this. Okay, so I'm just going to run this right now.
Hi there. Thanks for calling Flipbytes AI agency. We specialize in AI automation to boost your business. How can I assist you today?
Hey, John, I'm interested in actually getting an AI chatbot for my business.
Awesome. You're in the right place. Our AI chatbots are designed to elevate customer support and automate routine interactions. Would you like to set up a free consultation to discuss this further?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Great. Let's get started. Can I get your first name, phone number, including country code, and email address? I'll send you a link to book a consultation at your convenience.
Sounds good. So my name is John and my phone number is +1 1234 5678 and my email is hello@flipbytes.co. That is HELLO@FLIPBYTES.co. Did you get that?
Got it. All right, let's confirm everything. Name, John. Phone number, +1 1234 5678. Email, hello@flipbytes.company. Is that all correct?
No, my email is flipbytes.co. That is .co.
Got it. Let me correct that. So, your email is hello@flipbytes.co. That's HELLO@FLIPBYTES.co. Is that right?
That's right.
Perfect. I'll send you a link to book your consultation. I'll get that link over to you in a jiffy. One moment. All set.
Thank you.
John.
Goodbye.
You're welcome. Goodbye. Have a great day. And feel free to reach out if...
Okay. So that's it basically. So you saw that this is working. So when actually it calls a function, okay, and then as you can see right here, we've already received the email as you saw. If you go here and I can see right here, okay, and this is the email right here with the call, with the link. And so if you click the link, it directly takes you to, okay, so this is the link. All right. Okay. So this is a function call basically. So this is like just one example. In our example, we are just using this to send an email out, but you can do multiple things. You can actually, as I said, add it to a CRM, send a WhatsApp message, send SMS, do whatever you want, okay? And there are 2,000 apps. And so you can really create a pretty complicated or a comprehensive workflow. All right, so as you saw, like once it runs, it sends all the information right here. So you can see all this information, right, within the message itself. It has timestamp, it has tools calc. Now, if you go and keep on opening it, it has all the details. So this is the function, there's the argument. So you have John, you have hello@flipbytes, and you have the phone number as well. All right. And now this is sent to your Gmail. And so in Gmail, when you say address, then the first time when you're doing it, when you click on this, you just need to actually go here in the tools and then function and arguments, and then you have it out here basically. So in this case, you will just pick up this email portion and then you just drag it here. Okay, and that's it. So this is the email address. Similarly, you will put in the first name out here, so that I'm saying hi John. And the reason I'm using this this is basically HTML tags. If you don't use HTML tags, what's going to happen is it's going to lump everything into one paragraph, and you don't want that. So if you want an email like this, which comes directly like this, so basically what you'll do is you'll just go to ChatGPT, put in your email, say that add HTML tags, and then whatever output is, just input it out here, and that's it. So this is exactly, and say it says that you can use HTML tags, so use that. All right, so this is pretty much it. So this is exactly how you can create a function call. Okay, all right, so the last thing remaining, which was the end of call report. Once the call finishes, you want this end of call report to be updated with the call summary. So it will actually add everything. It'll add the call summary, it'll add the transcript, what happened, and so on and so forth. Okay. So in order to do that, what you need to do is you need to do a couple of things. So now there's nothing. So we have finished with the tools section. Now let's go back to the assistant. And we'll go in advanced. Now in advanced, you will see a function basically when you go down, there's something called messaging right here. Okay, and in messaging, you have a server URL. Now, what is this server URL? Oh, sorry. This is the one. Advanced, I was in the different assistant. All right. So in this case, basically, I'm using this server URL, okay? And you need to specify what is it that you want. Now, what you'll do is you'll go back to next. There's another scenario which we'll use, which is called this one. So this is the end of call report. For that, you will use another webhook. So again, in order to use a webhook, you will again go here. You can add a webhook right here. Okay. So when you click on this thing, I've again called it Flipbytes end of call report. Okay. And once you do that, once you create, so in order to add that, again, as I said, it's very easy. Just click on add, and then you name it the way you want, whatever you want, the nomenclature you want. And after that, just say save. What's going to happen is it will generate this link, and then you copy this link. Okay, let's go back, and out here in the server URL, I'm just going to show this again. All right, so these are two different server URLs. So if you see, this is the same one. Okay, so you will use it out here because again, what it does is this server URL tells Vapi that, okay, the call is over now. Okay, and so take all this data which the user is given, which is the phone, the name, the phone number, the email, and the transcript, what the user spoke, all that data, basically collect that and send it to this particular URL. Okay, so this is the existing data, which is like the data which we just had a call about. So if you open this, you can actually see everything right here. So this is all the details. You have the timestamp, it is type of end of call report, and then it has got the summary. John called Flipbytes AI to inquire about getting an AI chatbot for his business. The AI representative offered. So it basically tells the what exactly the conversation about, and this is really, really helpful, especially when you would actually when you put a solution as an AI receptionist into your business or for your client and everything, and then you need to know how many calls were there, what exactly happened, how did the AI respond, so you can kind of tweak it as well, basically. So if you go to the AI report, now you can see it's right here. All right, so this is exactly what happened. Here are the 2-3 sentence summary. John called Flipbytes AI agency to inquire about getting an AI chatbot for his business. The AI representative offered to set up a free consultation and collected John's contact information, including the name, phone number, and email address. After confirming the details, the AI representative promised to send John a link to book the consultation, which it did. Okay, and this is the actual transcription. So it's the whole the transcript of the phone call. And you have a URL as well. So basically, if you click this, it will take you to the recording, and you can actually listen to the recording as well. All right. So yeah, so this is pretty much what it does. Now this is the end of call report. Okay. So once you're here, okay, so then this has got all that information. Now, when we're configuring this, why do we need to do this? All right. So as you saw, when you get the information, it sends you a lot of information. Okay, so obviously you cannot put all this information into Google Sheet. You can if you want to, but generally you don't want to. Okay, so that is a lot of information because things which you don't need. You have cost, you have end reason, you have end at, start at, I don't know, I mean, like a lot of things, basically cost breakdown. There's way too much data. So what you need is you want to filter all this information, and you want only a couple of things to reach Google Sheet. So in your Google Sheet, you basically will map those columns. All right. So what you do is you add a Google Sheet. You first add a router. Basically a router, the reason you add a router is so that you can add a filter. Now this filter, what it does is basically all the data which is coming in through the webhook, it actually filters all that stuff. Okay. And it only lets a couple of things pass. Whatever you specify out here. So as I've said, end of call report in the message type. Now, once you do that, after that, basically you have in this particular one, so you add a Google Sheet, and then, you actually go. So in my case, the Google Sheet is in shared global AI receptionist end of call report. And wherever the path is, basically, so your Google Sheet path, you put it out here, the sheet name, you'll put it out here. And once you do that, it will actually get everything. Okay. And then you need to, so I have not put in the name here. I probably forgot to put the name here, so that then probably it doesn't have the name. Yep, it doesn't have the name right here. So that is the reason it doesn't have the name, because I did not add it out here. So you see, this is the blank, and in the phone number also, this is gibberish. Okay, so this is the ID. I put the ID instead. All right, so you saw firsthand what exactly happens. Let me just go and correct that. All right, so this says table content header. Okay, so the name. So name, when I click on this thing, I have, okay, so yes, it is an analysis structured data. Now, if you remember, okay, let me just open this and show it to you. Structured data, okay? So why is this coming here? So all of this thing is right here. You have the name, you have the email, you have the phone number. So let's go back to Vapi, okay? And if you remember, when we go to assistant, within the assistant itself, when you go here, we had actually set up all of these things, right? So earlier in the video, I showed you this prompt for summary, for success evaluation, and for structured data. And we had specified structured data here, right? So we had said that, okay, this is the name property, add property, this is the name, email, and phone number. So this is different than the tools. This is the end of call report. Okay, so you can actually add much more out here basically, because if you want to capture more information, you can add this out here as well. But so anyway, so what we wanted to capture is, I want to capture the name, email, and phone number, so I could add that in the report. And for that, I did this. So I added the description as well for each one of them, and then I added a prompt as well. So it says extract the name. The caller basically gave it to us, the name in the name property field. So what it does is that within the call, when the call is going on, it actually takes the name, extracts that, and puts that into the name column. So that is the reason we have all that data right here. Okay, so when I go here, I can. So now if I want that to be captured, what I'll do is I'll just pick this up and I'll put it right here. Okay, so now the next time when it runs, it knows that, okay, within the name field, I need to put data from here. And there is an email field as well, which I have not updated. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can do that right now. All right, so this is all yes and no. But there is, yesterday I added that, but I did not refresh it. So I need to refresh this. Okay, so refresh it. Okay. All right, so perfect. So the email is also right here. So now I'm going to go back to my analysis tab, and then I'm going to go to structured data, and then I'm going to pick up the email and put it right here. Okay. And I want the phone number as well. So it didn't phone number, again, it was coming as gibberish because I've had put message call ID instead of the call phone number. So that's the reason. If you go here, it is giving you that phone number, this kind of weird thing, right? So I don't want that. What I want is, okay, what I want is the phone number. So I'm just going to delete this, and then I'm going to pick up this phone number from here and put it out here. So now I know basically within the, and I say okay, and then just remember to save, and it's all done. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's run the system one more time, and then let's see what happens. So what I'm going to do now is I will switch on both of these agents, right? So you can either switch them from here, you can run once, or you can just switch them on. So once you switch them on, this is like running. You don't have to see them again. So it will start showing it out here. Okay, so you can see it out here, Flipbytes, this is on. And so I'm just going to go down and see the Flipbytes agent example as well. So I'm going to switch this on as well. Okay, so both of them are switched on now. Okay, great. So now both are running right now, and this is also, we've already tested, this is also working fine. Okay, so what I want to do now is that I don't want to actually call from the platform. What it should do is when somebody calls on the phone to this number, right? We'll go into phone numbers. We already have this phone number. I've already connected this. Okay, and I bought this phone number from Twilio, as I showed earlier in the video, but I did not connect it. So let me show you how to connect this as well to the assistant. So when you go down, if you go into inbound settings, inbound phone number, and this is assistant. So you need to select the assistant, and I will select fitness now, Flipbytes AI agent. Okay, so you just select that, and that's it. That's all you need to do. All right, so now the inbound phone number is this, and it is connected to the Flipbytes AI agent. So every time somebody calls this particular phone number, what it's going to do is it is going to start this particular agent, which is the Flipbytes agent, and then as the call progresses, everything else falls into place. So let me just call this number, and then what we'll do is we will actually see if this works or not. Okay, so now let's try to give a call. Okay, I've already connected the number with the assistant, as you saw. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually call this US number, which is 646-762 and 5060. Just so you know, basically this is a temporary number. So after this particular call, I am going to actually delete this. But anyways, So I have connected this number with the Flipbytes AI agent. And what essentially should happen is that when I call this number, the AI agent should start responding. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and dial this again and see what happens. I'm putting on speaker.
Hi there. Thanks for calling Flipbytes AI agency. We specialize in AI automation to boost your business. How can I assist you today?
Hey, I'm interested in actually getting a solution for an AI voice for my business.
Awesome. Our AI voice agents are designed to optimize customer engagement and automate business operations. Would you like to set up a free consultation to discuss this further?
Yeah, why not?
Great. Can I get your first name, phone number, including country code, and email? I'll send you a Calendly link to book a time that works for you.
Okay, sounds good. So my first name is Matt, and my phone number is +19111456643, and my email is hello@flipbytes.co. So that is HELLO at FLIPBYTES.co. Did you get all that?
Got it. So your first name is Matt. Your phone number is +19111456643. And your email is hello@flipbytes.co. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Perfect. I'll send you a Calendly link shortly so you can book a time that works best for you. Thanks, Matt. Keep an eye on your inbox.
Sure, I'll do that. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Okay, and now let's see. We should get an email. And there's that email. And there should be an end of call report as well. So I'm just going to go ahead to the call report. Oh, okay. So as you can see, the call report is right here. So you have the date, you have the name. Initially, there was no name, but once we rectified it, now we have the name, we have the phone number. It has a summary. Matt called Flipbytes AI agency to inquire about AI voice solution for his business. The AI representative offered to set up a free consultation. And so you can ask questions as well. So everything will be summarized right here. So it has true, which is the status of the call, and then it has the email as well. So this is the end of call report. It just tells you everything, which is working perfectly fine. And that's it. You now know most of the settings on the Vapi AI platform and how to make the most out of it. Okay, we've also created an AI receptionist for Flipbytes, but you can easily use the same approach to create one for your business or your clients. If you're a business looking to build an AI receptionist with more advanced features like end of call summaries or automatic meeting scheduling with interested customers, etc., we can help you with that. Feel free to schedule a free 30-minute discovery call with me and we can discuss your project. I'll include the meeting link in the description. Lastly, check out this step-by-step video on how to create a voice AI appointment setter from scratch using Vapi, or watch another video that I'm sure you'll find very useful. I can't wait to see you in future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.